So now that we have our view model in place and actually pretty much set up, the only thing we actually have to do is create the instance and modify the interaction message value. We want to go ahead and look at various ways you can create the instance. So by default, it goes to manual, and I can go ahead and tell you right now, in our case, we are going to use a property path. So let's go ahead and just start from the top and work our way down. Granted, I don't actually know what the resolver is. As far as I'm aware, it's kind of like the inverse of property path, where property path is inside out, where it looks for where to grab the view model. And I believe resolver is kind of outside in. So the resolver class tells, you know, it basically tells it how to create the view model and that stuff. I'm not 100% sure. But anyways, the view model manual creation type is basically we tell it how, or more so, we actually set the value. So for example, over here you can see we have a new variable created, view model interaction message, and this is null by default. So in our case, to do it manually, we would want to go ahead and set it and, do some logic here. Like if we created the view model in our player state, we would get it and set it in here and, hook it up and do that kind of stuff. That's basically what the manual creation process is like. So you create it from somewhere else and you assign it, you give it its value manually. Now create instance basically just when this widget is, added to the viewport / created, which we're doing from WBP HUD, it's going to go ahead and create an instance of the view model. In our case, we don't necessarily want that because we would like to be able to more easily access the view model from outside sources, such as from our player state, which we are going to be getting from, well, inside of our interaction ability. We don't want this, but this would automatically create an instance for us. We just don't have necessarily a clean way of accessing it as far as I know. Then the global view model collection, which is quite useful, and we will actually be utilizing this at some point. At least I think we will. Now, this is basically, so the view model has the concept of a collection. And what I mean by collection is I don't know how it is behind the scenes, but the way I view it is kind of like a map. So you have a key, and that key points to a instance of a view model. So you can, for example, create a view model instance using the name of the player state as the key. So you can basically, from the view model collection, you can find a view model using, the name of a player's player state to find their view model. I'm not sure if that made much sense. So in the case of, say, our points down here at the bottom right, we could have one of those be they could be accessed through the view model collection because we would create a view model, add it to the global view model collection, giving it the key of the name of the player state. So if we wanted to find that person, that player state's view model, we just get the global view model collection and search for it using the name of that person's player state. So hopefully that makes sense. And then finally, what we are going to be using is the property path. So I'm going to go ahead and select that. And basically, like I had mentioned, this is kind of like a inside out search, so to speak, although it's not really much of a search. But what we do is we tell it, how do we get the view model? In this case, we need it from a property path. So if we head over to our graph, what we can do is create a new function, and we'll just call it get interaction view model. Now this needs to return a view model. So not view model. It's it was view model underscore interaction message. So an object pointer to that, and we'll just call it return value. And we want to make it we want to make it pure. Is there not? We also need to make it a constant. Here it is. So under advanced, and we need to make it a constant. So it needs to be a pure function, and it needs to be a constant. So let's go back to the designer. And if we hit the dropdown, we now have get interaction view model. So we can compile save. As you can see, it has no complaints. Now I have noticed some weird issues where it doesn't pop up if I change this name to, the name of the return to something else like VM or something for view model. I want to see if it does it currently. So if I clear it out, yeah. So as you can see, it doesn't show up. For whatever reason, it just has to, at least it seemingly has to be named return value. And I don't really know why. But anyhow, we're going to set it like so. And in here, this is how we are going to basically just get it. So the way we're going to get it is we want to get the owning, we want the owning player, which is going to be the player controller. Well, the player controller that owns this widget, so your own player controller. And from there, we want the player state, because we're going to be creating the view model instance actually inside of the player state. So once we have the player state, we want to go ahead and cast to the, let's see, what did I actually call this? I think it was like SKG. Yeah. We're going to cast to SKG player state. And if the cast is successful, we're basically going to grab the view model from here. And if it fails, we are just going to return a null pointer. So we just do nothing. So this is kind of the setup we're looking at. So in order to create the view model, let's go ahead and head over to our player state right here. And we're going to just override, we'll do it in begin play for now. So begin play. And it actually wouldn't be a bad idea to have it probably wouldn't be a bad idea just to have a dedicated function for this. So let's remove begin play. And instead, we will just have a getter. So ufunction, blueprint, pure. We'll do, category equals just view model, player state. We'll just do view model. What was it called? Interaction message. Because we really don't need to create this view model anywhere other than, from the widget in this case. So once we have that, we're going to do a T object pointer. I'm being dumb. I keep thinking it's a variable. We want a U view model underscore interaction message. So let's go ahead and forward declare and just have it be get interaction view model. I think that's a sufficient name. And then we want a U property that will, actually, we don't really need anything. We're just going to do a T object pointer of U view model interaction message. And this will be the interaction view model, or let's just call it view model interaction message. We'll keep the name consistent doing that. So get view model interaction message like so. So let's go ahead and create the definition. And the way we're going to do this is if the view model interaction message is invalid, we want to create it and set it. Otherwise, we want to simply return the view model interaction message. So here's where we want to go ahead and create it. Now, before we do anything else, let's go ahead and include the, under UI view model. Oh, spelled include wrong. So we want to include UI view models, view model interaction message. Now, the way we're going to create this is we are not going to actually add it to the global view model collection or anything like that, because this is more or less a very, it's a view model that should really only exist for us, for our own use in our UI. Like, it's not going to be for anybody else. No other clients are going to make use of it, kind of thing. So hopefully that, makes some sense. Now, what we're going to do is set view model interaction message to equal new object of the type U view model interaction message. So this here actually creates the instance. So once we have the instance, let's go ahead and close down the editor, recompile and relaunch, and we should be able to call this from our widget blueprint. Okay, once we are back in the editor, go ahead and open everything back up, go to our interaction message widget blueprint, go to our get interaction view model, and we can search for get view model interaction message and simply plug it into the return node like so. And there's our, well, interaction message. So if we hit play, as you can see, it says none. So now we need it to actually change with our view model. So for this, we're going to head over to our gas folder, go to our interactability, and inside of perform UI sweep, what we want to do is where we're doing our log, we just want to, for now, go ahead and get access to that view model. So to do that, we want the player controller. So current actor info. From here, we can grab the player controller because I don't think we have the state. No, we don't. So we want the player controller and we want the player state. So get player state, and the type we're going to cast it to is going to be the ASKG player state. So let's go ahead and include this, move it where it's actually supposed to be. And here we have it. So we have access to our player state. Now, I don't actually want to do this every single time perform UI sweep runs. I would much rather do this, on the actual interaction, ability being activated so we can store a pointer to the view model. So let's cut this, go to is locally controlled and paste it. So we want the player state. So a SKG player state. So let's just call it player state. And from the player state, we want to call that function get view model interaction message. So we need to take the return value and store it. So let's grab our view model interaction message, go to our gameplay ability interact, go ahead and forward declare it. And somewhere down here in the protected section, let's just go ahead and do a U property, T object pointer, U view model interaction message, and we'll name it the same thing of view model interaction message. So let's copy that name and set it like so. So now that we have that, inside of perform UI sweep, we just want to go ahead, grab the view model interaction message, and we want to call set interaction message. Also forgot, let's go ahead and include the view model interaction message, and same thing, put it where it should go. So UI view models view model interaction message.h, and we simply set the value. So that's going to be the interaction interface. I don't know why I'm trying to dereference. Interaction interface. I can spell right. Good grief. Interact interface. There we go. Get interaction message. So now that we have that, let's go ahead and close out of the editor, recompile, and relaunch. And we should be pretty much good to go, minus clearing the actual message, which we will do in probably the next video, because I want to make some, I guess you could say, improvements to this to where it is not constantly, running this logic. It's only going to run this logic when the actual hit result has changed. So it's going to be just a more or less a small little optimization slash, I want to say kind of like code cleanup, but yeah, we'll see. So as you can see, we have none, but when I walk up to the door, you can see we now have it displaying default interaction message because it's automatically going through. It is grabbing the view model interaction message, well, view model instance, this is creating it on the player state if it is not valid and simply setting it. So that's only because we have the view model set to be property path for the creation type, which is that function. So we're good to go there. So either this here creates the instance or this here creates the instance. Either way, we're only creating one of these for ourselves so that we can access it pretty much anywhere from the player state. So with that out of the way, I will see you in the next video where we go through and we do a little bit of cleanup to this chunk of logic here. And as you can see, also implement the remove UI message part. So yeah, that'll be all for this video. If you like what I'm doing and you want to help support me, you can find a link to my Patreon in the description below, where you can also get early access to this entire series.